Hey guys, in this video I'm just going to show you how to modify your rader EC35. So we'll just go over the things you need, which is just a big screwdriver. That's to bash out the air restrictor, either that or you can use a drill. Just a Phillips head screwdriver, and I did also get a small flathead screwdriver for the big two screws that hold the stock attachment point on, because it does tend to kind of strip. So all you have to do is just remove all of the screws, which it's pretty obvious. You can see there's one here, one in there, there, and here, there, kind of all over the blaster. And then, yeah, if you want, you can use the flathead to just take off those two screws there, which are the bigger screws. So I'll just take that off and then I'll be back. So here are the internals. So once you take out all the screws, you can pull that off and then also remove the stock attachment point. Then this is what it leaves you with. So you can just take out some of the stuff that's in the way there. Just get it out of the way. So you've got your trigger here, which pushes up for the catch mechanism. These rails hold down the plunger tube for when it slides. And the spring. Sorry, I forgot the spring. Also, obviously has the spring, which will be in there. So it will kind of tend to pop out sometimes, but just make sure that's all held in. So the first thing you want to do is remove these 4 screws here, which hold down the plunger tube. Just be careful also not to lose your catch spring. So I'll just take those off. So once those are off, you can really easily just pull this out here, which is the catch, and then while you're out there, you can take this as well out, take the trigger out, the spring, and you can also just pull. You should be able to pretty much just pull this whole slide out now like that. So it's very simple blaster. And then obviously you've got your 2 rail pieces there, and that's just some safety and whatnot. And then you've got this here, which when that goes up, that actually pushes the dart into the barrel. So when the dart, let me give you an example, I'll grab the dart. So when your dart's in the plunger tube, when you pull it forward, so it doesn't just get pushed forward and only stay maybe about that far into the barrel, that little tab there will prevent it from going forward, and it will lock it in and it will push it and seat it all the way into the barrel. So that's what that's there for. So once you have that all out, you can remove this as well. So I'll see if I can do this one-handed. So that's your plunger tube. So and you'll have the seal, and that's what creates the power there. So I have already tapped mine out, so you can see it's completely hollow, but there will just be an air restrictor there. So you can either get a drill and drill it out, or you can just bash it out with a screwdriver. Be careful not to bash it out on an angle too much, because you can put a hole in the side. And that tape there is from me previously, because there is actually a hole that allows air to escape, and I have just taped it up, just as simple with some sticky tape to make sure it doesn't lose power. So that's what I've done there. So once you bash it out, all we need to do is just put it back together pretty much, unless you want to put in a bit more of an upgraded spring. But I always have a hack when I do it to just stretch the spring pretty much. So instead of buying a new spring, it does seem to do a bit, because over the years springs will compress. So if you just kind of give it a bit of a pull and a stretch like that, stretch it out a bit more, we'll give it a bit more power. So we can just go ahead and put it all back together. So let's get that up there. You just want to put this slide back in. So to do that, you just make sure that this is facing, that long tab is facing towards the door there, and you just go like that and sit it in there like that, and it'll kind of click in there, if you see that, like that. Alright, and you also will want to lubricate your O-ring. Ideally on this one, I've actually got 2 O-rings that are just a bit too small, so it creates a bit of a better seal. But don't go too thick with an O-ring, because you can actually lose power, because if your O-ring's too thick and it's too tight, the spring, if you've just got the stock spring, it probably won't have enough power to justify using that really tight seal. If you've got a really big hefty spring, then put it in, because you'll be able to use that seal. But just lubricate it. If you don't have any other O-rings, that's fine. and then you'll want to slide this back on here, slide it on. So again, sorry, trying to do this one-handed. So just slide it on like that. And yeah, for lubricant, I've got some silicone lubricant, but you don't have to be that worried about it. Just even like, I don't know if you have any automotive oil, just any kind of oil, as long as it's not like cooking oil or anything. And just, you can slide that on there, and then we can put the rails back on. So just want to make sure that they're the right way. So which would be that way there. Let's put them. Which would be that way there. So the little hook, what it's called, is going to be facing, where is it? This way. So, and it will catch on that little thing there, so you'll probably have to just lift up to kind of slide that underneath, like that. So yeah, just again, make sure that tab is up the top, like that, and want to make sure as well, see how that's over that rail there. Just maybe lift up that rail to make sure it's underneath, because that's not seated in properly. So push it down like that, and then put that down. So you can see now there, those little nubs are hooked there, and both those tabs on there are hooked down, and that's facing up there. And then you can just go ahead and also add your catch spring in, or your catch piece. So I can get that in there with one hand, like that. There we go. We'll have that there. Okay, so now you can tighten all these down with the screws, and the screws will be a different colour to the rest of them. They'll be these colour. So just put all those 4 screws in. Okay, so once that's in, you can slide your spring in like that. Alright, and then pop it in there on the back. There we go, and that should hold it in place there. And then you can add your trigger, and you could also add this little tab that's for your attachments, because that does often tend to pop out. So there we go, we'll just put that in, and then let's put the trigger in here. So just put it in like that, there, and then add the last one. So with this one, when you push it in, it goes in between there and there, like that, just like that, and then make sure that that is hooked in front of that, like that. Should be pushing that back. So, and then when you push up, that will hopefully not shoot out the trigger, but it'll push up the catch mechanism. Okay, then you can put your everything back in. So here, just put this piece back in, and then slip this underneath it. Well, you don't even need to do that, actually. You can do that while it's off the blaster. But all there is now to do is just put the shell back on. So make sure it's just lined up everywhere, and clamp it down like that. And then you can put that on there. You could even, if you want, put a little bit of grease in there where that slide is along to make it a bit smoother. Clip that on, grab the stock attachment point, just make sure it's the right way. So the holes here will be facing downwards. That's the right way. We'll just push that on there. And then the 2 big screws go on there, and then the rest of the screws. So I'll come back when that's all bolted up. And here we are, when it is all bolted up and all done. So it's, because it's modified, it will sound quite different. I'll just put the phone down like that. So ideally you don't want to dry fire this much, but it will sound like this. So that's with nothing in it. Because there's no air restrictor, it's just the plunger tube going straight down. But the ranges in this will be a lot better than stock. I'd say this would shoot probably like 75 feet now, compared to when they came out, which was a lot lower. So just to give you a bit of an idea of range. So I'd say that's, where's me in comparison, but let's put me in range. Here's me, this is about how far it is. Alright, and let's give it a couple shots. If we do slam fire. So that's how the range will perform afterwards. So everybody, hope you enjoyed. Hope it was you're able to improve your Nerf gun, and I'll see you in the next one.